think I am recording. All right, let me make sure I check my little... I guess I should do that beforehand, but I got a little heater because it gets a little cold in my studio. All right, so today we're going to be going over and trying these out. They're new. Another new product. I got my Derwent, and I have kind of opened them already, so I don't have the cover of these. But these are the Derwent water soluble charcoal tinted charcoal paint pan set. So it's a little pocket paint pan set. Actually, I don't know which camera you can probably see better on, but I'm gonna go hold these out. Probably this one here. So yeah, it's a little travel thing. Comes with two little water brushes, a little sponge, and you can see that I kind of already did some little swashes on them. I didn't actually do a full project with them, but these are pretty cool. So I figured I'd go ahead and test them out for you. I'm gonna put them on a Arches watercolor. It's a Hotpress, so it's really smooth. Gonna go ahead and try it on that, and then we're gonna try using like erasers. We're gonna see how good they are with erasing. So I got my Tombow Mono erasers here, so we'll try erasing over them. We'll use not only those Tombows, but like one of these kneaded erasers. So we'll try using that on it and see how it works. And then I have some charcoal pencils, so we can kind of do some little lines over it and just kind of see how it reacts. Because I've never actually used them. I just did swashes with them. I didn't actually erase over them or blend. So we'll try using a blending stump and just see, even though it's dry, if it will actually blend. So that is another thing. All right. So the colors that they have in these paint pan sets, I will go over with you. Looks like they have, I'm gonna read them out. I don't know if you can read them, but they're dark moss, pine forest, driftwood, mountain blue, ocean deep, thistle, glowing embers, burnt earth, natural, dark, and then they have their white, which I'm kind of wondering on if the white will be opaque and can go over some of these, like how it would look. Hopefully it would work. So we're going to actually just test those out. I'm not going to do a super long video like I did last time, but this will be a little bit shorter, but we're going to at least go into it and actually work with it and see if maybe this is something that you might be interested in, or it could be like, nope, not going to do those. We'll skip them. So we'll just try them out. Here I am trying to figure out where I'm going to put everything. And this time, compared to my other one, I'm actually going to be using a brush, and it's just a cheap little brush. I think this one here is Masterson's Touch, I think. Or it is, what is that? Looks like Fine Touch. I don't know. Some little cheapy brush that I got probably from Hobby Lobby or Michael's. Either one. I can't remember. All right, so let's get started. So this here is the block. So it's actually, you see how it's got this on here. This is the Arches watercolor block. And then in order to get a page off, and this helps it to where it doesn't bubble up on you. And then you actually use a paint knife like this to be able to slide it into that little groove underneath the one sheet, and then you just kind of go around with your knife, and that's how you take a sheet off whenever you're ready. But anywho, let's go ahead and get started with these swashes. So first one I'm gonna do, see if I can't put this. Not for sure if they'll stay. Knowing my luck, everything was falling the last time. It was horrible. Okay, so dark moss. Add a little bit more. And yeah, it comes with the water brush, but I don't know, me and water brushes, I like them for light detail and stuff like that, but I wanted to go with this. So there's dark moss. Clean out my brush. Okay, and let's do forest pine. So we'll go over the top. I think I had too much water. Forest pine. Looks a little darker. And it looks, just to let you know, I know these colors up here. If you're looking at the color chart up here, seriously, these look all blue. I mean, to me, they look all blue. Look like a different shades of blue. But when you get these, I mean, you can tell that this shouldn't be blue. But their color chart on their little piece of plastic that they used, it's not so accurate. At least the names kind of fit them. This one here is driftwood. So it's a darker color. Okay, and the next one is mountain blue. And I will end up holding this a little closer. Ooh. Yep, definitely blue. I like my swatches. They're really big. That way I can see them. Okay, and this one here is going to be Ocean Deep. Yeah, it's like a darker, slight tint of a blue. Okay, and the next one is going to be Thistle. Ooh, yep, that one's definitely purple. Now, compared to these, to the Derwent Tinted Charcoal, like the regular tinted charcoal that they have, these are very much similar. It's just water soluble, so I like that. You can actually really coincide with both those and these if you wanted. Now the next one is going to be Glowing Embers. It's got a slight reddish tone to it, but not much. Maybe like a purpley color still. It's like a little rosy color. Okay. Now the next one is Burnt Embers. Oh yeah. Yeah, that one's got even more of a little rosy color to it. Okay. And now we're going to do Burnt Earth. Maybe a slight, I don't know, still looks like charcoal. I mean, you would really have to hone in on that one, but it might have a little tint of brown in it. Oh, this one here is natural. So, naturally gray. It's like a gray. All right, next one is dark. So hopefully dark is dark. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice, nice, nice. That is like very, very dark. That's awesome. I like that. That is pretty cool. Okay, so now comes white. And yeah, it definitely is white, and it's actually really opaque looking too. Nice, that's so cool. Now just to kind of test these out, I really would like to do another swatch with the dark, because that is the darkest one. And we are going to try and see how it reacts to going over it with a white. I want to see how these react going over with blending. Let's do like a green, see what that does. Or the dark moss. Pretty cool. Let me see if I can actually get this a little closer. Maybe you might be able to see the colors a little bit better. But look how dark that dark one is. It's called dark. That one is super nice. These colors are, and look how white that is. I mean, even compared to the paper, that is really looking opaque. And that moss, I think it's called dark moss right here. These are also right here. I use that one there. So it can actually get darker. The more water, of course, you add to it, the lighter it gets. But yeah, these are charcoals. Pretty cool. Water soluble. And when I get these, when I finish this video or whatever it is, I'm going to go ahead. I'm actually talking like I'm live. But anyways, whenever you guys are watching this, down below in the description, I'll go ahead and add the link to these. So that way, if you're interested in them, you can always go to the link, make it easy. For usually anything that I use during any kind of like video or anything like that, I'll go ahead and post the link in the description below on where you can get these. So yeah, I really do like them, but we're not finished yet. We are not finished yet. Let's go ahead and try, and I think they're dry now because they actually, yeah, they dry super quick. Let's go ahead and before we erase, let's see how they blend. I am so curious, and I want to get a new blending stump so that way I'm not using one that has, you know, some stuff on it. So I'll go in my little handy dandy little box over here. Get me out a clean blending stump. Oop, I don't knock everything else over. So here's my clean one. See? Nice and clean. Let's go ahead and see what it does. Doesn't really blend out too much. Just a little bit on the green. That one blends a little bit, but not much still. That one's a little more. Wipe that up. So these aren't really the greatest at blending. Except for the black. The black does a little bit of blending. A lot more. But it doesn't actually shape. So it doesn't actually move. Like, it doesn't really make that. See, you still have a harsh line. So it doesn't really move that. So they're not really a good blending type of charcoal. Because I guess, I mean, you wouldn't, maybe kind of hard to expect it to, since it is a watercolor paper. You're using charcoal and the paper will absorb. So it's probably absorbed into the paper. But here's another question that we need to ask ourselves. And I'm going to use my water brush for this. Are these kind of like watercolor? Will these reactivate with water. So I'm going to hold this up to the camera and we're going to test this out so I can lay it flat. Okay, we're going to do this with the black. No, still got a harsh line. So, I mean, it has a little bit come off of it, but no, it's not really that great. So, would not recommend. I guess, and keep whenever you do your charcoal drawing. This is going to be something that you'll probably put on there. And you could probably go over it in layers. I mean, I would say since it's not really picking up too much and you still have harsh lines. So possibly be able to add layer after layer after layer on top of it, and that it's kind of like an ink tints kind of thing. At least, I mean, it's not as bad as ink tints. I can't really, I mean, it is its own thing. But yeah, guess it doesn't really reactivate too much with water. So when it's down, it's down. All right, so test number, I don't know why I clapped. Sorry, I hope I didn't hurt anybody's ears. All right, let's see here. So we got 3, 2. Now, we're also going to try, we're going to go ahead and try this one. It's kind of like the Faber-Castell. It's the Perfection Eraser. It's got a harder eraser end on it. I don't know if I show you there. It's one of these. My hands are so dry. It's been horrible. I work outside, so yeah, I can't really keep my nails all super nice. But yeah, I don't know. Doesn't want to. But you got what I mean. It's a Faber-Castell pencil eraser, and then we're going to try the Tombow, one of the Tombow mono erasers. It's a little bit softer of an eraser. And then we're going to try an even softer one, the kneaded eraser. Let's see what happens. And we're going to try it on this black. So I'm going to hold this up here. And we're going to start from hard, the hardest of the erasers. So let's go with the Perfection Eraser. Here we go. You guys are ready? I'm not for sure if I am. So, I mean, some of it comes off. Let's try like some little lines. Interesting. So it does smidge. So it erases a little bit. I don't think I can get it perfectly clean or anything like that, because same thing with this. I mean, if it soaks into the paper, you're basically only going to be able to get the top layer off. But the part that actually soaks down into the paper, well, you're still going to have that coloration. Let's try it with this green here. So yeah, it still erases a good part of it. So it can come in handy whenever you're like doing any kind of like shadowing or lightening or anything like that, like a highlight. You can actually go over it with the Perfection Eraser and kind of lighten it a little bit. And I bet you after you do that, go over the top of it with a small liner brush with your white charcoal, and that would actually help out and make it even more of a brighter white or a highlight right in there. So that's cool. That's good. I would say that that's a good thing. All right. So now let's try the softer Tombow mono eraser right here. Looks like it does a little better. Let's try it over here. So yeah, you're getting about about the same results with it. This one may be just a tad bit more whiter than that one. Same here. Now let's use a kneaded eraser. Kind of curious to see what that's going to look like. Let's see here. Yeah. You know what? I can already tell you that is a big nope. Big nope on that. That does not work. So, yeah, kneaded erasers, not good on it. Tombow Mono and the ink eraser or the perfection eraser definitely works on it. So that's a good thing. Those are nice. All right. Did those tests. Now there is one more test that I want to do, which is find out what the white would look like. If it's very opaque, will it go over? Oop, lost my paint pan. Let's see here. And we're going to try it like right through here. Nice. I'm liking that. Looks like I'm doing zebra stripes on it. Okay. Works out really nicely. I'm actually... And I know I tried this over the light-ins, so let's go ahead and get a really dark where I didn't really mess with it much. Let's see here. Like right in here, it's pretty dark. How cool. Yep, it is really opaque. So let me get that a little closer to you so you can see what I'm talking about. That is really opaque. I like that. It kind of looks like a cloud. So yeah, that white really does work for going over the top of things. So I guess it's a good thing to keep in mind. I mean, if you're working in charcoal and you're doing a piece where, let's just say you're doing a charcoal piece and you want to add some white in there, and it's more of like you want that small little, like a paintbrush look, where you're wanting to add the eyes as being white and adding those little reflections, or, you know, like a strip of highlight, you know, in maybe like a lion's fur or anything like that, and you're doing a charcoal piece, it'd really be nice to pick up a brush and use the white charcoal just to make those little dots and little highlights, because it's really opaque and you can get that painterly kind of look to it. So that is pretty cool. I definitely like those. Those would be fun to try out and play around with, to do an actual piece with. So there you go, have it, folks. I think that's pretty much, I think, it, unless I go over the top of it. But if it's a base layer, yeah, like, I don't think it's actually going to. Trying these over with charcoal. And that adds a good, wow, Not like that. So let's just say you're doing charcoal pieces and you use your actual charcoal pencils like on top of it. With that underneath layer not moving, that makes it really super, super nice. I do like that. Trying to clean off my fingers. Because you can get it that much darker. And then you can blend it out and... which I know I'm using the wrong type of paper. And there's how you get rid of your harsh lines too. So adding some charcoal to it, adding some charcoal pencils, and the mixture of it can actually give you some detail. The underneath part can stand as a as like your background, like your underpainting, should I say. Not bad. So like I said, if you guys are interested in it, I'll leave the links below. It's just my opinion on this, but I absolutely like them. I think they're pretty cool. I think they'll be fun to play around with and a good addition to my charcoal sets that I've got, which are pretty much everywhere. I've got a ton of them. But anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. And also any comments or anything like that, if you want to see something or something specific or you want to know about something, just leave a comment below and I'll look at it and see what we can do for another video, get some good ideas going. And also I'll be having a Patreon here soon, and in the Patreon I'll be doing some longer lessons, some real like actual paintings, not like these little things, but usually like charcoal. I'll do different mixed medias. I'll do charcoal, I'll do pastel, I'll do color pencil, so a whole bunch of different fun things. And I'll kind of take it slower, so even though it's a lengthy video, at least it'll be step by step, and I'll kind of break them in portions too, so it's not over. I don't want to make them like 6 hours long, but like 2 hours increments or something like that, so that way it's not too hard on everybody. All right, anyways, I guess I gotta get going. And anyways, just like I said, leave a like and subscribe on this video if you enjoy it, and hit the little bell for notifications so that way YouTube can notify you whenever I have another video coming out. All right, you guys have a good one. Bye-bye.